Welcome to the Michigan Travel Show, a kaleidoscope of stories about the people, places, and events that shape our great state.
As well, Gary Morgan, Michigan Travel. Today, we're in the Michigan Maritime Museum for the TICOM conference, travel industry conference in Michigan. So anyway, we're in here. I just had an interview with the lady who does the craft brewery stuff. So I'm going to take a little bit of a tour of this complex here. I see the William Baum schooner there from years ago. Looks close to probably 100 years old. They got a U.S. Coast Guard exhibit here. This is out, this is a cool little museum that I've drove by a few times here in South Haven, and it was a 1923 steel tugboat with a Cullenberg engine, and so it's a tugboat in its day, and they purchased and rebuilt it and named it well from the local World War II submariner for its commercial work, and helped them for during that time. He assisted over 1,200 people. South Haven donated to the museum to purchase the William, ensuring preservation iconic South Haven vessel for generations to come. Oh, cool. Built in Baltimore. Sault Ste. Marie. Cool. Yeah. 4-cylinder marine diesel engine, 1,000-gallon fuel tank. Pretty cool. Yeah. That's pretty neat. Okay, well, let's go back inside, see what's going on inside there a little bit. Take a look at this nice museum here in this nice little town of South Haven. I'm walking into the museum here. The evolution of steam travel on the Great Lakes during the 1800s. Launched in 18, first steamer to operate the upper Great Lakes. Yeah, Great Lakes right here. Lots of, then always going to Lake Superior, but lots of them from, let's say, Lake Erie, Huron, and Lake Michigan. Yep, the Great Lakes. Luxury vessels. You got this built like it's a city of South Haven steamship in a city. South Haven boasted a passenger steamer named in honor just as 9 major cities in the East Shore of Lake Michigan did. Yeah. Maiden voyage in 1903, the city of South Haven carried 2,000 members, Chicago Shipping Clerks Council, to South Haven and back. Yep, South Haven's been always a big tourist draw. Pretty cool. Take your pictures here with this. Great Lake steamship travel. Yep, all the way in the UP there. This is where how you would buy your tickets in the day. Right here with a cash register and a ticket. Stamp it. Golden age of postcards.
Welcome aboard. I am your purser, and on behalf of the Dudley Williams Company, I trust that you will have an enjoyable stay. I'm here to take your tickets, or to sell you tickets if you don't have them already. In fact, I handle all of the ship's financial transactions, including payroll and provisions, in coordination with our staff at our shore office. Yes, my job involves some tedious financial transactions, but it is the interaction with our passengers that I relish. My job is not unlike that of a hotel manager. In fact, I started out as a bellhop at a big resort on Lake Michigan. Eventually, I became the assistant hotel manager. During the winters, I took business courses and was hired as an assistant purser, and then became the chief purser of this very fine steamer, the city of South Haven. I am here to make sure that your bags get to your stateroom. I can advise you on everything from where the restrooms are to how to cable your broker, how to get your shoes shined, order a midnight snack, or even find the wettest motels in the town of your destination, if you know what I mean. Be sure to take a look at some of the souvenirs at our newsstand. And don't forget to send a postcard to remind family and friends of your adventures. But I must get back to work.
Okay, postcards were the thing back then. They still got some here where you can write them out. They got them set up as for crayons for kids. Kind of cool. And of course, pennants were always a big thing back then. Those are kind of cool. You got coins here, practical souvenirs. 20 marked affordable leisure travel for the middle class.
Welcome aboard.
So this is like being in a ship. This is kind of cool. This is a usual stateroom, and so it says don't drink the water, but this was a stateroom, and most and it, not a whole lot different now. They're a little more luxurious, but yeah, steamships. This was kind of the main room where people would dance and party, like being on a steamer. Yeah, the salon, a large expanse, generally comprised of ornate decorated ceilings and walls, long windows, called clerestory, running the length, served as a main gathering place. He's aboard a passenger steamer. Narani, launched in 19th in Port Arthur, Ontario. 362 foot, was the largest and most opulent Canadian passenger vessel on the lakes. 10 staterooms, suite staterooms, and 269 regular staterooms. Yeah. Victorian type. 1949, the government regularly viewed the wooden interiors inherently learned more, and because it could become fire disasters pretty quick. Yeah. Oh, built in Scotland, this one here. Pretty cool, yeah. Back then, Great Lakes travel was a big deal. The steam engine right there. Kind of replica of one. Working steam engine, powered, running steam through these and making that pump go up and down. Pretty cool. Yeah. Paddle boats and had their ups and downs, to say the least. Paddle wheel steamers. Yeah. Wood and coal. Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, coal. Interesting, which takes better, or coal or wood? Obviously coal was much better. That's why I went to coal. Wood burns up really fast. Okay, well, that's kind of cool. all the meters there. Only they're analog back in the day. This is what they were back then. Kind of cool, back in the early 1900s. Yeah, well, it's kind of cool little museum here. Give you an idea what steamships were like in the early 1900s. What they used. Morse code, wasn't telephones back then. Yeah, there's what the ships look like. That's what the city of South Haven ship looked like. And of course, that's what people were wearing and doing back then. Sailors. Yeah. Yeah, it's always fun to ride on a boat. Yeah. Kind of cool. City of South Haven pilot house was the nerve of the ship right there. Wheel, kind of cool. Right. That's what it all looked like in the early 1900s. Okay, well, some disasters change things quick. 1,000 people died June 15th when the excursion steamer General Slow caught fire and sank in New York City's East River. The disaster brought attention to problems that led to so many safety equipment, including fire hose, lifeboats, and lifeboats had been allowed to decay. The majority of passengers did not know how to swim. Stringent inspections. They had to start doing many more safety things. Learn to swim. Titanic, that sank in 1912. 1,500 people. Insufficient lifeboat. The Titanic on 20 lifeboats to accommodate 1,170 because many were not filled. Only some 700 survived. Boats for Wisconsin Senator for the Seamen's Act have been championed to improve the working conditions for sailors. And lifeboats for all and crew signed the law in 1915. Yep, accidents still occur on all boats, fresh Great Lakes and oceans, because they're not going to beat Mother Nature at her game. This is looking out on the beautiful harbor here. It's a beautiful day here. We can go up around this way. This was preserving a glorious area. It had to be quite the day to travel one of those boats across the lakes. Yeah. Keetowan. Yep. Canadian Pacific Great Lakes Steamship Service. Yep, all in the early 1900s. The rudder does all the work. Yep, the cable worked that rudder from the control area there. Yep, travel today by steamships is largely over. Oh, here we are still in the glorious area of travel by steamships. Last Great Lakes steamship, the Columbia Buffalo. Yeah. Just toured this museum. The full steam ahead of the golden age of Great Lakes passenger steamship. I love it. It says right here, the experience, the adventure, when the journey was more exciting than the destination. That's pretty cool. That is the way the steam-powered industry. Steam drove the economy. Steam fueled the new type of ship that offered an affordable, fast, and pleasant way for immigrants to travel. Growing prosperity as the century came to an end generated demand for recreational travel. Fleets of new luxurious passenger steamers